The NBA season is in full swing right now, man. And I say that it's only been 3 games, but there are a couple of interesting teams I do want to talk about so far that have started this season very, 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 very good or kind of underwhelming, man. So I want to try to do about 6 or 7 teams. I do have a habit of like rambling on, so I may jump into some other teams, but there are a couple of teams I definitely want to focus on, man. So if you are new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can like this video. We can hop right into it, man, because again, I understand it's only been 3 games. I understand that like we're still at the beginning of the season, but there are some things around the league that I want to talk about, man. And that's going to start with the 76ers. Now, coming into the season, the 76ers were one of the more interesting teams, just for the simple fact that they were kind of stuck in this middle place of having a lot of really good young talent, but also having aging Joel Embiid and an aging Paul George on the roster. No one knew how good Joel Embiid was going to be coming into the season. Paul George, of course, is hurt to start the season. Jared McCain, who got hurt last year, got hurt again during preseason, man. So it was just a long thing. And a lot of people were down on the 76ers, myself included. But yeah, to start this year, VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey may be the best backcourt in the NBA, man. Now, is that a little bit of a overreaction to start? Maybe. But if you've been watching the 76er games, VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey are absolutely amazing. I think Tyrese Maxey had 40 last night as I'm recording this. Edgecombe has had like a 37-point game already. He looks really, really good, especially since coming out of college, he was seen more of a defensive prospect. And his offense was supposed to come around, and it has definitely come around. His jump shot looks good, even if you don't expect him to just consistently shoot this well. Just the fact that it looks smooth is going there right now. And he's super athletic. He gets to the rim. So when you have both him and Tyrese Maxey on the court at the same time, teams really just can't keep up with that. Consider the fact that they have the second best offense rating in the league right now, of course, behind the Nuggets. But yeah, the 76er team, I don't think it's going to be like a top 3 seed or anything, but I definitely don't think they're going to be a bottom feeder or even a play-in team. Like, I think this team is definitely going to make it out of the play-in for this. Well, not out of the play-in, but I don't think they're going to be in the play-in this year. I think they're going to be a top 6 seed, man. So the 76ers, especially if they can get Joel Embiid to actually look right at some point, and I'm just saying, give him 20 points a game on decent defense, man, the 76ers are going to be a scary team this year. Now, on the flip side of that, you have 2 teams that got really hyped up coming into the year and haven't looked that great. Now, one, I'm going to give grace to, one, because it's my favorite team, and then 2, because of the fact that they've had some terrible shooting nights, and that's the Atlanta Hawks. They're, I believe, 1-2 right now. Their upcoming schedule actually isn't that easy either. Like, they have a very, very tough schedule to start this year. So, again, they haven't looked that great to start this year, but again, a lot of it is just their shooting is bad. Their interior defense has been pretty bad, which I think could definitely come around. You have really good defenders out there. The rotations haven't looked great so far to start the year, which you would expect from a team that's trying to add a whole bunch of new players. On the flip side of that, the Magic, oh my God, haven't looked great. And most importantly, Paolo Banchero hasn't looked that great, man. Now, again, it could just be a slow start to the year, but his shooting hasn't been great. He hasn't been getting to the rim the same as he has in previous years. A lot of the people that like to start the whole Franz versus Paolo argument are definitely having a fun time right now, because Franz has been really, really good to start this year. And then with Desmond Bane, he looks what you would expect him to look like. He's knocking down threes. I thought the playmaking would be a little bit better. Desmond Bane is somebody that's like, he's averaged a decent amount of assists before, and he just hasn't had a lot of playmaking chances so far this year. But yeah, I'm not completely worried about the Magic, because again, it's only 3 games, but their offense doesn't look like newly improved like we thought it would. It looks pretty much like the old Orlando Magic, just with one guy on the court who can shoot threes now, man. So hopefully Orlando could turn it around. But I have one more team in the East that I want to talk about too, and that team is going to be the Chicago Bulls. So again, I don't expect the Chicago Bulls to go 82-0. That's unrealistic. But again, this was a team that people thought were either going to be a bottom feeder or a bottom tier play-in team, which they may still end up being a play-in team. But the Bulls look fun right now. Like, the defense is still bad because you have Vucevic and Giddey and all these dudes who really aren't great defenders, man. And Kobe White, I believe, has missed a couple of games so far. But the offense has been fun. You still get the Josh Giddey passes. You still get the fast breaks. Vucevic has been really, really good to start this year offensively. Again, the defense is never going to be too great. But if you're the Bulls, you're probably going to be stuck in this position again where you kind of want to make the playoffs. So you're probably not going to try to trade Vucevic, which I know a lot of Bulls fans probably aren't going to be happy about. But yeah, I've been really, really surprised by the Bulls, man. So those are my teams in the East that I think have just been kind of interesting to start this year. I like the 76ers. The Hawks and the Magic, I think, are going to pick it up eventually, but the Bulls are definitely going to be a little bit of a surprise. Now, out West, I'm going to start with a team that you probably don't expect, and that's the Utah Jazz. Now, as I'm recording this, the Utah Jazz are 2-1. They aren't like lighting the world on fire, but this was a team whose win total this year, I think, was like over under was 19.5, which if you are wondering, I know you aren't. I did bet the over on that because I thought the Jazz was going to be okay this year. But they're 2-1. Their offenses look fun. Bryce Sensabaugh is absolutely a great shooter, man. Don't ask him to do anything else but shoot. But he's been a good shooter, man. And that's what Ace Bailey been pretty much on the limits restriction so far this year because of the fact that I think he's dealing with like a foot injury or something like that. And Lauri Markkanen, as I'm recording this, just had a 45-point game last night. They're still super, super young. I am kind of worried about a couple of their players, man, in particular like Cody Williams, just because he isn't getting minutes at all, which is definitely something that you don't want to see from somebody that was a lottery pick, I believe, 2 years ago. But the Jazz, again, had a 19.5 over-under wins. They're probably going to end up somewhere closer to 25, 26, 27 wins, which, again, I know isn't like, this is just the most amazing thing in the world. But a lot of people had the Jazz as the worst team in the league this year. I don't think they're going to end up that bad. I don't even know if they're going to be a top 3 worst team in the league with the Wizards looking as bad as they are, the Nets looking as bad as they are, and then the Suns just being, like, terrible, man. So, yeah, shout out to the Utah Jazz. Now, on the flip side of that, the Dallas Mavericks, man. Now, we always knew it was going to be a little rough out in Dallas this year, man. Kyrie Irving, of course, is coming off of the ACL injury. We don't know if he's going to play this year. I don't think he's going to play this year, particularly if the Mavericks are playing as bad as they are right now. There's no point to force Kyrie out there and, like, re-injure himself, man. So, yeah, the Mavericks offense is bad. Like, they're probably going to end up being a bottom 10 offense in the league this year, which, again, we knew they were going to have their struggles, particularly with Cooper Flag kind of trying to figure this stuff out and the spacing issues that they were going to run into with trying to run AD with Derek Lively or running him with Daniel Gafford while also having Flag in the same lineup and also having PJ Washington out there. We all knew they were going to have spacing issues. But the offense is just really, really bad, and the defense isn't good enough to cover up for the fact that they really are going to struggle every single time down the court to score. And then some of the offseason acquisitions that they got in terms of like D'Lo have given them absolutely nothing so far this year. Yeah, I don't know what to do if you're the Dallas Mavericks, man. Again, I'm not going to be too doom on them just yet, just because you do have Anthony Davis. You do have a decent coach, I believe, in Jason Kidd. But this is definitely something to watch for the rest of the year, to where if the Mavericks are this bad again, do they just try to tank out for the rest of the season and get another top pick and then try to move on from AD and Kyrie in next year? So, yeah, keep an eye on the Dallas Mavericks, man. And then the last team out west that I do want to talk about, that's going to be the San Antonio Spurs. Now, you've probably seen a million videos about the San Antonio Spurs at this point. I'm going to add them to this list, man. Wembanyama looks absolutely insane. I think the Spurs are actually going to end up with like a top 10 defense in the league this year. And this is without De'Aaron Fox. Like, I think a lot of people are forgetting De'Aaron Fox at some point is going to have to play. Now, Dylan Harper, we all know how good this rookie class is. Dylan Harper is looking probably near the top of it, just like he was drafted. And I know in a couple years from now, we're going to have these VJ Edgecombe versus Dylan Harper like arguments. And people are just going to have fun with them because, again, Edgecombe is looking way better than people thought he would be. And Harper is looking just as like advertised right now, man. And the Spurs are 4-0. They look, again, great on defense. They're getting enough out of it on offense. Wemby's aggressive. He's in the paint. He's cut down on the three-pointers that he's taking. Dylan Harper's playmaking has lived up to the hype, man. And even with Dylan Harper, his jump shot isn't necessarily falling, but he's getting to the rim. He's getting the buckets that you need from him. I thought, personally, Stephen Castle was going to take a step back, of course, with Wemby coming back to the team, and he just hasn't, man. So this Spurs team, I'm ready to say it. I think they're going to end up as a top 3 seed this year. I think the Nuggets and Thunder are probably going to eventually catch up to them and overtake them. But I don't see a team in the West that's like that much better than the Spurs right now. Even the Thunder, the defending champions, like, yeah, they look really good. They have SGA. I know they're missing Jalen Williams, but the Spurs are definitely going to be the team I'm going to be keep my eyes on for the rest of the season, because there's a good chance they can win 50-plus games this year, man. But I know that it's very, very quick. I just wanted to come out here and talk about a couple of teams that I thought were looking good, man. If you can, you can like and subscribe to the video. Thank you.